Hi everyone, it's Charlene, one half of the Witchy Stitchers. I am coming to you today on May 15th, and this is video number 101. I will warn you right off, I have got laundry going, so you probably can hear the wash machine. We have our new refrigerator and dryer coming in the morning, or tomorrow sometime. And I'm not going to be able to get my laundry done like I usually do, so I'm trying to get it done this evening. So I won't apologize because we all have laundry, but if you hear it, especially that wonderful screeching noise, it's because I know I've got a bearing getting ready to go out of my wash machine, and it's such a lovely sound. So anyway, it is overcast and cloudy, and it is about basically 6 o'clock in the evening, so I don't have great light, but I did turn on my sewing light here, so hopefully you can hear me okay. You get a view of the dining room today and my clutter on my kitchen table. So, oh, there, that's a little bit better. So I am going to go over a few things with you. First thing is my haul. I placed an order with 123 to, I did not order enough or buy enough when I kitted up Morgan's Mermaid to get it all done. So I placed an order and it came in, and I realized that I still didn't order enough of the one bead. So payday, that's my next 1, 2, 3 order. So, but I got some of the Pro beads, and then I got in, so this is 1432 and this is 684. So, and then of course you can't buy pretties without a pattern, and I have been watching this forever, and as you guys know, I love irises. So, and this quilt pattern isn't huge, it's actually pretty tiny. They essentially took the cross stitch pattern and adapted it into the quilt pattern. So, but isn't that so pretty? I love her patterns. Her patterns are just the best. So, I don't know if that one will get put on the list to start for next year. I'll have to wait and see. I've got a couple others of hers that I really want to do. And I'm working on Dreaming of Daisies and Mother's Quilt and Hearts of the Kingdom and Keys of the Kingdom. So I think I have plenty Rosewood Manors going. So, but one can never have too many projects, right? So coffee cup for the day. When life gives you scraps, make a quilt. My Monday morning coffee cup is in the dishwasher because Preston wanted to take coffee tonight because he's on night shift. So, and yes, like I say in every video, I drink coffee. Excuse me, 24/7. So, anyway, so stitches for the year, I am at 65,902. That is as of last night, including what I did this morning. I am over 66,000, and for the month I am not counting today, I am at 4,549. So not as spectacular so far this month, but I have had some quilting projects going on. An update, oh, pardon me, on the rag quilt. The rag quilt is completely done. I have one row left to snip, and then I need to do the 3 washings and it will be done. So I'm hopeful that when I come back to you next video, I will have a picture of it to show you. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Very scrappy. So, okay. So none of the plans that I talked about doing came to fruition. Like, none of them. I started off good, and excuse me, for whatever reason, those plans just did not pique my interest, and if stitching doesn't make you happy, what's the point of doing it? So I steered it in a different direction and worked on the things that did make me happy. So, but I did get some sewing done aside from the red quilt. This morning I got busy and I made some project bags for Morgan. So this is one, and you can feel the snowflakes. So last year when Carolyn Manning released her Arctic blast, when we had that cold snap in, it was in December. I think it was in December. Morgan and I got it and we both started it. And I bought this fabric at Christmas time and I just now got around to making project bags. So this one is Morgan's. I will get them sent off this week. And then we also, and I always trash the name of this one, so don't judge. Historistic Musta? I don't know. It's terrible. I will show what I can of the pattern. So they released this one in 4 patterns. I don't have the picture of it, but excuse me, they released it each week. They released one of 4 parts, and I believe it's for sale now on their website. And I don't even know what it's called. Christmas Sal. Anyway, this is Morgan's copy. And she dyed us some beautiful pink fabric to complement it. This is hers so far. So when I found this fabric, it reminded me of my dad. And of course it's red. Pardon me. And so I asked Morgan, I said, do you want yours out of this or do you want it out of something else? And she said, no, I want that one, like Grandpa. So, and the inside's the same. It's just red handkerchief material. So I'll get that one sent off to her today. This week. And then last, so I think it was in the middle of COVID. I think it was in August after everything happened with COVID. But it's the, it's Stitchrovia's Quotes to Live By. And I'm trying to see if I can find the main picture of it. Anyway, there was a group that had re-released it with her permission, and it was basically mental health awareness is what it was for. Let's see if this is, yeah, it shows it right there. So this is it right there. And if you made a donation to the organization, you could get the pattern. And so Morgan got it, so we would have the pattern to do. And she found this fabric, I want to say on Etsy, but it matches it so perfect. And the reason that this bag is so big is because we took the pattern in and had it blown up for a working copy because it's very, very small. And she found this, and I love some of the quotes. You got this, life is tough. What she tackles, she conquers, dream big, all kinds of great stuff. So it's big again too, because I think she made the copies at 11 by 17. I think she made them big. That big, I think. Anyway, so this is hers. And I'm going to send it to her too. So she will have them to work on, because she will not be home. As of right now, we are talking about she might not be home until Christmas, just because if she comes home for Thanksgiving, she'll only be home for like 2 weeks. And then she'll turn around and she'll fly right back out. So we're talking about right now she'll come home for Christmas. So that's the plan. We'll see how the summer goes. Anything can happen. We all know that. So I think I've covered everything. Dalton has 2 weeks of school left, which is wonderful because he's looking around different jobs what he really wants to do is to get on at the rec center and get his lifeguard certification. He's an excellent swimmer. So that's his plan. He's going to go up and talk to them. I think he said next week he's planning on going up and talking to them. So, fingers crossed. Maybe when I come back to you the end of the month, I'll have good news. We'll see. So, one of the whips that I worked on was my Quaker bees. And it was actually supposed to be worked on today. And I picked it up and a couple days on this one, a couple more days, and it could be finished. So this is where I got to, and I put it in for a couple challenges. I don't like how close, so you can tell the difference in, it's specialty threads, but you can tell the difference in this one with their wings as opposed to their bodies. But I mean, if you really look at it, you can see a difference. It's just not as contrasting as it is in the photo, but it's okay. It calls for wheat fields and harvest basket, and my two skeins, unfortunately, are very, very similar. Or at least I think they are. You can see a little bit of a difference there. This one's darker. But anyway, it's honeybees. It's good, so I don't care. But I think I'm going to keep this one out and stitch on it in the evenings when Dalton and I are watching TV or just hanging out, and see if I can get a finish on it, because I mean, as you can see, there's not much left, and it would be really nice to have a small finish this month, because everything I'm working on, well, the one other thing that I'm really working on is big, and yeah, so it'd be nice to have a finish. My other piece that I have worked on, when I got caught up on it last night, is my Temperature Quaker by the Stitchin' Mommy. And so this is May's motif right here. And it's not been too exciting. We've had a lot of rain, and it's, I mean, I don't think it's cold, but it's been chilly, so we haven't had any warm temperatures yet. So this is where I'm at, specifically on this one. And these colors here, we've been in the 40s and 50s. I think, have to look, I think the 3rd of May was our, so Morgan got this cute little Rock-Chuck Jayhawk. I love it. It's perfect for me to keep track. So yeah, our warmest day so far in May was 69 degrees, and that was clear back on the 3rd, and that was this color right here. Everything else this last week we've been in the 40s and 50s. I don't know what we were at today yet. I haven't looked, but I'm assuming that I'm probably still going to be in those greens. We're supposed to have rain, cloudy weather, basically the rest of the week. So I'm not looking to see any bright colors anytime soon in my Quaker. So, which is sad, but I mean, it's pretty. It all looks good. I love Quakers. It doesn't matter. Quakers make me happy. So, all right. So there's my temperatures. All right. Next up, I worked on roasted chicken to finish a challenge, and oh, I cannot remember her name. She's a new to me. She's not new to Flosstube, but she's a new to me stitcher, Flosstuber, and handmade, handwork. She's over in Utah. Anyway, she showed this as a finish, and it's so sweet. And now I just want to get it done really, really bad. So I put in 200, 250, 200 I think stitches in this one. I had put part of them in before I saw you the last time, and then I finished off the challenge with this blended thread right here. So, and again, just sit down and get him done and he would be done in no time. He's so adorable. I love him. All right. Next one I worked on was my April fairy. And I don't know how many stitches I got put into this one. Again, it was either 2 or 250. And I'm doing this one on 14 count Aida, so I can use it as a travel piece. So this is the mini of it, well, the quick stitch of it. So it's only 225 by 315, so it's not overly huge. But when I started this one, I was going to do color complete. I was going to do all the black and then work in the colors. And I decided that I don't want to do that. Especially with as many yellows as there are in her hair. So I think I'm going to stick with the typewriter method. I really like that method, and to me, I can see the progress on it. I don't know if I will go all the way across or if I will stick page to page. I know that a lot of people say that they don't like to stick to the pages because they don't like that dividing line that you tend to get. I did it with my iris that I completed, and I didn't think it turned out too bad. So we'll see. We'll see what speaks to me. That one, I mean, obviously now the school's almost out. I'm hoping will turn into a travel piece, probably for next year. So the next one I worked on was Trance, which I told you guys this is one that I restarted. So I started this one on, pretty sure it was on 25 count, and I was doing 2 over 1. And at first I really liked the tapestry look, but then I hated it. I loved the feel of the fabric, but I hated how it was looking. And so I decided to change it, and I lied to you guys. This was not 20 count, this is on 18 count. So it's going to be fairly decent sized when it's done, but I'm okay with that. And I put in a little over 100 stitches. I'm not nearly as far as I was when I quit working on it the first time, but I really like this one. I like this one better now that, and I can see it. I have to use my little magnifying glasses that my friend got me, but I don't mind that. It's not such a strain that it makes me miserable to work on it. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. And I forgot to show you guys, so I had showed you guys my bag that I had made, but I forgot to show you, oops, the zipper pull that Morgan had made me. I think she found this at Hobby Lobby, I think. But it's so perfect for it. I love it. So, yeah, that's what I got on that one. And finally, the one that's gotten the most love. So I have her in a challenge with the Fandom Stitching group to work on her for 23 days for Mania, to do 200 stitches a day. And of course I'm talking about the Mermaid of the Pearls. And I have kept up at it. I missed a couple days. I think that was last weekend before. I think I've seen you since then. So let's see if I can. So this is where I'm at on her. And today I worked mostly up here in the beadwork. And so I have, let's see if I can do this. I don't have my partner in crime here to help me. So what I'm hoping to do, I have obviously this bunch right here down, but I'm done to, well, essentially all of her head, all that beadwork and whatnot is done. I'm working my way down. I need to come over here and I need to do this little bit here. There's a whole bunch of beadwork here. This was the beads that I was telling you about. I think it's 3055. They're the turquoise beads right in here that you can see. Excuse me, that's what I need to order more of. So what I'm thinking about doing, since I do need to order the beads, is now that I've completed her face and I can see, you know, how she looks and how pretty she is, I'm thinking about coming down here and starting to work on these fins, because they're not exciting. They're boring, for lack of a better word. And yes, there's beadwork and whatnot, but there's nothing to get excited about. So I think I might, and what I might do just to entertain myself is to bounce back and forth. So today I'll work on a fin, tomorrow I'll work on the beads, or, you know, this part, or maybe finish up her tummy and her scales and whatnot. I don't know. But there's a lot of stitching here. I counted it up, and I stopped counting at 4,300 as far as the blocks. So there's a lot left to do on her, and I really want to get her done so Morgan can have her in time for her birthday. So I have, yeah, I need to get it done. So my plans moving forward, obviously, to stick with my, sorry, I keep looking to see if the cats are coming in here and going to bother my stack of fabric behind me. To keep doing my temperature quakers. I don't do them every day. Sometimes I'll let 2 or 3 days gather and then I'll work on them. But I definitely, you know, keep up with that. And obviously stay with my Mermaid of the Pearls. All the plans that I had planned on doing to revisit my anniversary projects, it's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now. I don't have any desire to stay on that track. So again, I'm going to do what calls to me, what makes me happy. But one of the things that I would definitely like to do is to come back to you guys with a finish on this one. So we'll see what time allows on that. I want to get some more project bags, excuse me, some more project bags done. And I want to get some more quilting done, specifically the rag quilt. And then I've been working on a couple little things for Morgan, and I have 3 quilts in progress. They're all the same pattern, 3 different sizes, and I'll elaborate more on that the further I go, but I'm trying to cut on them as I can so I can have them done sooner than later. So today I went through and I organized some of my thread. I have my threads in the container that this is actually setting on to record. I have a lot of threads that have never been opened. They're still brand new spools. And this is my sewing thread, not my cross stitch thread. And so I want to do better about using up those spools so I figured it up when I did the rag quilt. And mind you, with the rag quilt, you take 3 seams on each section that you do. So it does use more threads. But for that quilt, I used over 20 spools of thread, which a lot of them were already used off of, but it was really rewarding to use from my stash and not buy anything special. So that made me happy. So I want to continue that tract. So I think that is all. I told you about our plans for the new appliances. The kids are doing great. Morgan will come to you, hopefully, if all goes well, she will come to you next week with her update video. I will not be back to you probably until the 30th, because like we talked about last video, we're going to alternate back and forth. So she should come to you sometime next week with hers, depending on work and what else she's got going on. She has some really exciting news, and I won't spoil it, but I can tell you that it's cute and sweet and absolutely adorable. So just have to wait and see. But all good news. I think that's it. I'm looking around my craft room trying to see what else I've got to show, and that's pretty much it. I said Preston's on nights. Dalton's almost done with school. New appliances, stitching, crafting, housework. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will close at that, and thank you for joining me, and wish you a great couple weeks, and hope you guys have, if you celebrate, hope you have a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend at the end of the month. And until then, be kind.